other people sometimes.
Hello, guys. First podcast of 2021. How are we feeling, Neha and Lauren?
Grand.
Fine.
Just
Why did I even ask the question, to be honest?
Fine. I mean, I always try and be optimistic, but like we're a week in and it's not really looking any different. So.
I know.
It's, yeah. That's all I can really say about it.
What an excellent introduction.
Yeah. It's so cheerful, you guys.
So chill. Well, I don't really know where to go from here, but no, we are back, and we're excited because we have our third birthday in February. The podcast is 3, which is really cool actually, because I just kind of started this as a little project just to keep in touch with people when I moved away. But we are going to kind of restructure a little bit. We get Lauren's like making faces because
I was like, what date? And then you just ignored my question.
I didn't hear your question. Maybe Zoom cut out.
What date?
What day?
Is the anniversary of the podcast?
The anniversary is the 26th or 7th. I don't know. It's at the end.
It's 5 years old, Laura.
We're gonna have a live podcast show, which is quite exciting. So you can see all the mistakes we make before Rachel edits them out. But we're also we're going to restructure things a little bit. So we're going to get back to talking about gratitude. We're going to get back to talking about well-being. We're going to get back to talking about news and reviews, because we kind of stopped this last year because, well, there was no news or reviews because everything kind of halted. I mean, we still have not seen James Bond. So we're going to get back to that style, and the team's going to get more involved more. So I hope you enjoy it, by all means. We're still going to be, ridiculous and not having any idea what we're doing. So don't worry, that's never going away, guys. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, I mean, on the topic of that, what have you guys been watching? Because obviously over Christmas period and obviously the first week of January, I know Bridgerton's been spoken about quite a lot because that's like the latest Netflix thing. But what have you guys been watching? Lauren, hit us up.
Bridgerton. I watched it because Neha put it in the group chat, and then I was like, oh, Nicola from Dairy Girls is in this, I'll support my own. And it was great. I don't know how else it was great. I mean, there was things I was like, I can't tell these white men apart, but otherwise it was great.
Oh my God, same. The 2 eldest brothers, I thought they were the same actor for at least the first 3 episodes.
It was shocking, and it was only then until they sort of had their own separate storylines. So you're like, but for ages I was like, who is this? Is this not why are like? If not, Caris, have you watched it?
I haven't watched it, but I know that we're going to do an episode about it, so we will.
Okay, so I'll shut my mouth. But they look the exact same.
I did look at the cast list after this was discussed and did think, I sound like a horse then.
You did. I was like,
yeah. I think, I definitely want to watch it because obviously the doll from Dairy Girls is in it, who does have a name, but, it's very early.
Nicola Coughlan.
We haven't done our research. But yeah, it's interesting. I think period dramas that are sexed up a little bit are definitely popular.
It's the only one I've ever watched. I think I don't really watch them kind of genres.
Well, I was going to say, I think that this is why they're trying to make it more accessible. They're trying to make it more fresh and, just accessible, really. And I think the way to do that is just throw a ton of sex in it.
Yeah. Exactly.
But also it was just nice to see some diversity. The 3 white men, though, to be fair, they are supposed to be related. So in a way it was well cast, but
it does make sense, yeah.
Yeah, but my God. And also Sally's daughter.
Whose daughter?
Sally from Corey.
Oh no.
Sally Webster. Sally.
Yeah.
You know Sally.
Her daughter, isn't it? The one that was gay?
Nah, her real life daughter plays the main doll in it.
Oh, sorry.
I know, it's not as exciting.
I don't know about real life.
Me either, but then my ma told me and I was like, Jesus, she is. She sort of looks like her.
Of course your ma told you, because Ma's love Coronation Street.
Oh,
I love it. I was on the phone to my nana the other day and she hung up on me because she was watching Coronation Street. And I was just like, that's okay. You go with your bad self. It's
as she should. As she should.
Neha, has it been pretty much Bridgerton for you too, to be honest, over the past few weeks?
Yeah, and Discovery of Witches.
Oh,
and Riverdale.
Okay.
Oh my God. Riverdale's a whole thing.
Stop now. Stop.
It's a whole thing. We'll get Ashton and Courtney on and have an actual Riverdale chat, because
no, just stop. Honestly, it's not worth it.
I'm about 7 episodes in. Maybe almost, 7 episodes in. And it's just it's crazy. I just don't understand how these people are allowed to live. I mean, I know they're fake.
Season 1
Crazy.
doesn't quite jump the shark.
I was going to say, usually season 1 is a good fit,
season 1
and
yeah.
it draws you in, and then you are.
And then
hooked on
season
the
2,
madness.
it's like as soon as they start singing, just nope out of it.
As soon as they
Nope.
start, oh dear.
There's
Yeah,
a
not
musical
reached that
episode
yet.
I got halfway through, and I was like, watching Riverdale weekly. I got to the musical episode, I got 15 minutes in, and I was like, I can't do this. And I've never watched it again.
I don't understand why these shows do musical episodes, because they did this with Supergirl and The Flash. And obviously both the lead characters are from Glee. And then Darren Criss turns up as like the villain. And I think his name was like
What?
Musical Maestro Man or something. It was
Oh
really,
my
really
god.
I need to
silly.
watch just that episode.
just that episode. But yeah, I don't get this kind of obsession. Could you imagine if back in the day they did this? Like they had the OC musical episode and
Can you imagine?
Grey's Anatomy, dude.
Ryan and Marissa, like, wow.
Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls probably would have fit actually doing a musical episode.
They had an episode that had a musical in it, right? But it wasn't
I
like a
think
musical
so.
episode. Because wasn't it Sutton Foster in it?
They did have like they had a lot of like theatre-y episodes. Oh, I love Gilmore Girls. I did start watching that and I just stopped. I don't know what happened. But yes, we will do a Riverdale episode because I'm going to try and get these guys to convince me to watch it because I'm just big fat saying no. Right
honestly,
now.
don't.
Although I do love Lily.
I'm not sure that I would recommend it to anyone.
Okay. What a sell.
That just tells you exactly what you need to know.
People,
It's like Pretty Little Liars. I watched the whole thing, but like I wouldn't recommend anyone else doing that.
I stopped after season 1. Loved season 1. I thought it was a really great show, and then it just lost its way. And I just felt like a mum because I'd be watching it and just thinking, guys, just call the police. Just call the police, call the FBI, move to a different country, change your name. Just get away from this town. Come on.
I mean, it just...
And also how they tried to tell us that Ashley Benson was fat and she was probably a size 12 at most in that fat suit.
And I was like, great, so I'm fat. Cool.
Exactly. But no, I have not watched Bridgerton. I've not watched Riverdale. Over Christmas, obviously, I didn't really... Oh, I watched Star Wars, didn't I? I watched all the Star Wars
oh,
films.
yes.
We need to do a Star Wars episode, indeed. But I did laugh because I watched them all, and then literally as soon as I finished watching them, they announced all them new Disney things. And I was just like, no, I just finished. Don't give me more homework to do. Like, I've just handed it in. I met the deadline. Like, come on. But yeah, and then other than that, I've been watching Made in Chelsea, but like from 2010, like from the beginning. And I'm just loving like all the old fashion and like how people used to like meet up and like dance together and exchange oxygen. And it's a very weird time. But I really do like watching like nostalgic. I say nostalgic, I'm talking about 2010.
Well, I mean, it's thinking back to a time when we could all see each other.
It's a different time frame. It's just crazy. Like someone said to me earlier, they were like, oh, it started in 2016. So I was like, oh yeah, 4 years ago. No, it's 5 now. Oh gosh.
I hate it. It's harder math.
It's always
And
easy
also-
to use an even number.
Aye, exactly. Like I hate odd number years. I don't have like a weird like thing about it. I just don't like the maths. That's literally it. Also, I've been watching Best Leftovers Ever. Have you
Show, or is
watched
this
that?
just your fridge?
Well, I mean, both. But it's a show on Netflix with Jackie Tolan from Glow hosting it. And it's like these people get leftovers and then they have to make like chef standard food from the leftovers. Does any of you remember that show from like 1500 years ago called Ladette to Lady?
Yes.
What?
Oh my God.
Do you remember that doll Rosemary that was like teaching them etiquette and everything?
Yes.
She's one of the judges on this show on Netflix.
Whoa.
And I was like, watching the first episode being like, where do I know your face? And it was from Ladette to Lady. What?
Did you
How
ever
was that
watch
allowed to be
this,
made?
Laura? Well, this is the thing. I mean, I'm guessing this was like early 2000s. Yeah, 2005. And literally they sent like 8 girls to this like posh finishing school, and they were like party girls and tomboys, and then they just basically turned them into Tories.
That's really exactly what it was, wasn't it?
It was. But God, I remember that Channel 4 reality TV shows were just one of a kind.
Oh, remember Rock School with Gene Simmons and Lil Chris, R.I.P.?
Lil Chris.
Oh my God.
There was also one called, it was like about a sorority, and they threw a bunch of girls in the sorority and they had to become like an American sorority. And there was also one, wasn't it, like Beauty and the Geek? Where they threw a bunch of
Beauty and the Geek.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's
I like that one, I know.
And wasn't there like a weird one? I don't even think it was Channel 4, but now in my brain, I'm like, there was some weird Western themed gay men bachelor show.
Yes, because they threw a bunch of gay men in a house, and if they could convince this woman that they were straight, they won a ton of money. What was it called?
Oh, I can't remember, but that was a show. They just don't make things like that anymore. Like they can't get away with it. They can't get away with it.
I'll tell you something interesting though. Ladette to Lady had 5 seasons.
I would believe it. I probably watched all of them. God love me. Why? I don't know.
Oh god, yeah, we'll have to do one on British reality TV shows. Because do you remember there was one? Sorry guys, we will get to the episode shortly. There was one. It was called Back to Reality, and they threw all the reality stars back into a house. And it was just like a reality TV show. God, there's just so many.
Because yesterday was the 5-year, was it yesterday or the two days ago? The 5-year anniversary of that time when David Bowie's ex-wife told Tiffany Haddish that David had died on Celebrity Big Brother. Oh, I've watched it like 4 times again. It is the funniest bit of television I think that ever happened.
Tiffany Haddish was on Big Brother.
Yeah.
No, wait, no. Oh my God, that's so bad.
Are you talking?
No, Tiffany is it Pollard or Pollard?
Tiffany Pollard, sorry.
Oh, Tiffany Pollard. I was going to say, I was like, what
I'm so, guys, I'm so sorry.
I remember this.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
That's the only Tiffany in my brain I know, because now when I think about it, Tiffany Pollard to me is New York.
New York. I never watched this honestly. I do think reality TV is trash, but it's good trash. But yeah, she's a queen. She's been on loads of stuff, loads of reality TV shows. I mean, Cardi B started out on a reality TV show, and she was
Rock of Love, was it or not? The Flavor Flav one? I can't remember.
Tiffany was on the Flavor Flav one. She's only 39. You know, I thought she was older.
She's been going rightly, hasn't she?
Yeah, 39.
She's like 10 years older than us.
She started out, oh my God, don't say that.
Well, to be fair, I'm not 29 for another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. What date is it? I don't even know anymore.
No, who knows? Who knows? Planning my 30th this year, and what to do?
Oh crap! You're 30 this year.
I'm 30 in October. Do you know what? I feel
you might be all right. You might be all right. You know.
Yeah, but I thought that last year, and then literally 2 days for my birthday, they were like,
I was lucky last year. I was like, because my birthday was the 1st of February, so I got not that I did a lot. I just went to my favorite Chinese restaurant.
If that's what you want to do,
and got chips with my curry because that is Irish delicacy. But no, it's mad. My granddad's getting his vaccine next week, which we were like, he's 101. You think he'd have already gotten it? But next week.
It's an exciting time. I think Dolly Parton's vaccine just got authorised as well.
Is that the Moderna one?
Not one she made herself, one she funded.
But is that the Moderna one? Anyway, I want whichever one Dolly made because I trust her. To be fair, at this point, I would take all 3. But
just jab my arms.
Just give it to me. I mean, look, we have to get them to go on holiday anyway. I've never researched one that I put in my body. So
I literally the other day, because, I'm very, very scientific me. I literally Googled, does the vaccine kill people? And it was just like a few people died during the trials, but that's about it. But you can die from all sorts of things. You could get the jab, walk out the door of the doctors, and then get hit by a bus. You never know. Mm-hmm. And on that cheery note, let's move on to our episode topic.
High School Musical. You have to let it go.
We have been wanting to do an episode on High School Musical for a really long time, like from last year actually. And just because it was such a pivotal moment of, I think, our tween/teen years. And also, it's just bloody brilliant. So we're going to talk about all 3 of the High School Musical films today. So let's get started with the first film. Where and when did you guys see this? Did you watch this on your own? Did you watch it with friends, family? What was the situation? Because there was a lot of hype about this. The advert was running for months because we got a good 6 months after America got it.
Did we?
Yeah, we got it much later than you. And I only know that because I remember being on Tumblr at the time and everyone was like posting GIFs and stuff and I was getting really mad.
I don't think I was on Tumblr when High School Musical came out.
No.
I was 14, so I think I was.
Were you on Tumblr at 14?
No, but Tumblr didn't exist in 2006, did it?
Well, so what was it then? Would it have been Bebo or High Five? Because I was definitely on
MySpace.
something.
It would be on
No.
MySpace or Pixo.
Yeah, it was. I think it was
The hell
Pixo.
was
I
Pixo?
wasn't on MySpace because I wasn't that cool. But yes, it was Pixo. You're right.
Did Pixo not make it to
No,
one?
we were you straight up Bebo was the first thing we ever got.
Oh my God, that's so adorable.
Bebo, High Five.
Yeah,
Gosh,
Bebo
what
Stunners.
time.
Oh wait, no, MySpace and then Bebo. Or was it Bebo then MySpace?
I think it was
MySpace
MySpace then Bebo. MySpace
Yeah,
becomes
MySpace.
old.
But I think like we went on Bebo first and then went on MySpace because we were like, we're cool, we like music, and I'm gonna be the next Lily Allen.
I don't think that I ever deleted my Bebo account, so I'm scared.
I didn't, but I think Bebo
somewhere.
deleted it for you.
Oh, thank God. Thank you so much.
I didn't know Bebo still existed in any form. So, I mean, that's good to know.
I went and saved all of my pictures off Bebo and put them on Facebook when I was like 16, and I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Oh, they're so bad.
Who did you watch High School Musical with, guys?
Me, myself, and I, within the first week of it coming out on the Disney Channel here.
Ooh.
And I was obsessed.
Yeah, it was me and my sister. We watched it together.
So we didn't have the Disney Channel. So I had to go to my grandparents to watch it.
Oh.
And I watched it on my own as well. But for the other two, like High School Musical 2, we had like a big sleepover and like we all watched it together, and we did the same with Camp Rock. And then High School Musical 3, it was obviously a cinema thing, but we'll get back to that later. But it did seem to be like ridiculously popular. Why do you guys think that is? Because obviously this is way before Glee. This is way before, I mean, around this time, musicals for younger audiences weren't really happening. It was, we had like Chicago a few years prior to this, and Dreamgirls comes out a year after. But I mean, why do you think this was so like popular for that audience?
As you say, like it wasn't a thing really up until then, like for our age. And also the songs were great. Like you can't deny that the songs weren't great because the songs were great. And also Zac Efron.
I was going to say, do you think it's just Zac Efron?
Zac Efron. I also think like the American high school was really cool to us, especially when we were growing up, because we had like, we all wanted to go to PCA. We were all watching Unfabulous. We were watching Lizzie McGuire, and now you had like a musical set in that school that we'd all kind of grown up watching. So I think it was just like, this is an American high school. I really want to be there. But I agree with Lauren. I think the songs were great, and Zac Efron's cute. So.
Definitely, and I think, I mean, a couple of years prior to this is where the Disney Channel really started kicking off with their actual live action content. So obviously you had like Lizzie McGuire, the Zac and Cody, Hannah Montana was released this year as well. So I think that kind of all-American content was really starting to come in, like infiltrate the UK. The interesting thing about High School Musical is that it was originally meant to be Grease 3.
What?
I mean, I can see it now you've said it.
Yeah,
so
I see it.
And you're gonna scream when you find out who was meant to be in it.
Oh, tell me everything.
So obviously it was conceived in 1999, and it was meant to follow the children of Danny Zuko and Sandy.
Of course.
And they were going to be played by Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake.
Shut the front door.
Justin Timberlake as Troy Bolton. Oh my God.
Oh my God, I couldn't.
Christina Aguilera turned down the role of Rizzo's daughter.
No.
Yep. And the rest of NSYNC were going to be in supporting roles.
That would have been the single greatest bit of... I got goosebumps.
Wow.
I literally just got goosebumps. I actually have goosebumps. That would have been amazing.
I know. Obviously, before anything moved forward, it all got scrapped because they couldn't get the copyright. They couldn't get the copyright. And the copyright got rewritten. Now, High School Musical was a working title. It was never meant to be called High School Musical, but it just remained unchanged. But yeah, so obviously the rights got changed in 2004. Obviously, at this point, Britney, Justin, Christina, probably weren't the right choices for them.
To be fair, though, if they were like Grease, they'd have been like, all right, they're 30. They can play teenagers now.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. So yeah, they obviously started looking around for a younger cast and kind of redoing things because it is, I mean, when you think about the story of High School Musical, it's very similar to Grease. Two young people meet on holiday, they go back to school and the girl is miraculously joining the school and the popular guy isn't who he said he was on a holiday, but is he really deep down that person? So the storyline kind of stays the same. But then we have the new cast. So obviously Ashley Tisdale was already on the Disney Channel playing the lovely Maddie in the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. So she originally auditioned for Gabriella and Lucas Grabeel originally auditioned for Troy. Ashley Tisdale and Lucas Grabeel did not like each other during the audition process at all whatsoever.
That's mad.
Weird. But it kind of works too, because the siblings had that like weird sibling rivalry, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they actually struggled to meet eye to eye during filming of the first film.
They just seem like nice people. Like, why would I can't imagine them being like.
See, I thought this, and then I looked up like cast pictures, and they rarely stood next to each other during like the first promo thing.
Really?
And I wonder why. It's a very strange situation, which I thought was quite bizarre.
I would never have guessed. I would never have known that.
Well, they held it quite well, I think, didn't they? Because like performance-wise and things like that. But yeah, they really did not get on off screen at all. And got a fun fact for you, Zoe 101 fans, aka Neha. Logan Reese from Zoe 101 was offered the role of Troy.
Oh my God.
I want to know why he turned it down. That could have been his thing. I mean, I'm not mad that Zac Efron got it, but yeah, I'm not mad.
He didn't turn it down. He had to not do it because he had an existing contract with Nickelodeon.
Oh, yeah.
Nickelodeon ruining careers.
Scandalous. Also, Cassie Steele, this is interesting about Cassie Steele. Do you guys know who she is?
No,
who's Cassie Steele?
So she's a Canadian actress. She was in Degrassi and she was picked for Gabriella. So they had a different Troy and Gabriella, but she had to drop out because she had conflicted schedules because she was filming Degrassi. Cassie Steele was also meant to play, is it Raja in the new film Raja and the Last Dragon? But they scrapped that casting and replaced her with Kelly Marie Tran.
Oh, that seems. I mean, I don't know who Cassie Steele is, but I like Kelly Marie Tran.
Me too. She does that small work. But yeah,
for a second, I thought you were going to be like, and replaced her with Vanessa Hudgens.
I thought you were going to say Scarlett Johansson. I was like, oh my God. What is this?
Oh my
Scarlett Johansson was meant to, but no, joking. But yeah, so Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron still not in the running here. Still not in the running.
Oh.
Hunter Parrish auditioned for Troy and didn't get the role. Corbin Blue auditioned for Ryan because
interesting.
And you're going to call the siblings Ryan and Sharpay were meant to be, and they were written to be black characters.
And then they changed.
They changed it.
Sorry, that's really shocked me.
I know. Naya Rivera.
Just stop.
God bless her soul. Auditioned for Gabriella and didn't get the part.
Oh, she would have been great.
She would have been amazing.
Because she can sing.
She can sing incredibly well. So yeah, so obviously it seems like they kind of just threw the cast together at this point out of who would kind of auditioned for wrong kind of roles. But yeah, so Corbin Blue auditioned for Ryan. Monique Coleman said that the final callback came down to her and two Asian American actresses. She said she didn't believe she got the part because her hair at the time had a striking resemblance to Corbin, and she felt like it made them look more like siblings than partners.
Oh, right.
Which didn't really matter in the long run because you didn't really get a love story out of them two, to be honest, did you?
No, I know.
Still
shipped it though.
Still shipped it. So yeah, it was a bit of an odd one, really. Eventually, obviously, they all fell into the roles they fell into. That's how the cast came together. Interesting. So obviously, Zac Efron is quite unknown. Gabriella was quite unknown. Vanessa Hudgens was quite unknown.
She who will not be named was quite.
Doesn't deserve a name. So yeah, and then of course the cast got through together. And obviously the most important thing about having, a leading man and a leading lady of a musical is that they can both sing, which Zac Efron at the time could not.
Again, right. No. Zac Efron could always sing. His voice was breaking. At the ripe age of probably 23. No, I just think they didn't trust him enough. God love him. Like, they just didn't trust. I love him so much. It's sad, isn't it?
It's sad.
I'm still mad about it.
I know, and we had a watch along recently at Rian Pictures, and Holly, bless her, she had no idea that in the first film,
I couldn't believe that.
It's actually Drew Seeley who's playing the highest roles. The thing that gets me right is Drew Seeley auditioned for Troy, and then they said, "Yeah, we don't want you to be
so
Troy.
bad.
We don't want you to be Troy, but can you sing all the high notes on the album?"
That's so bad.
Like, what does that say to him? Like,
oh my God.
He did look about 30 though, Drew Seeley. Like, come on.
I can't remember what I looked like because I tell you what, I didn't have any posters of Drew Seeley on my wall.
But yeah, to be fair, I mean, obviously the music was written before Zac Efron come on board, and then obviously they tailored that in the later two films because he had a lower voice, didn't he, than the kind of first film needed them to be. But yeah, obviously the first film came around. I mean, it's just some behind the scenes knowledge. Over 600 teen actors auditioned, so everyone knew it was going to be a big thing. Corbin Bleu was the youngest cast member. He's 16 in the first film.
Oh,
No
snap.
way.
16.
Good for him being the right age.
I know. But Monique Coleman was the oldest, and she was 26. And she looked,
I knew she was a lot
not going to
older.
be
I
funny.
knew she
You
was
look
older.
great, but yeah. Zac Efron was born in 1987. They filmed High School Musical in 2005. So he would have been 18 years of age.
Oh no, his voice would have broke my story. Was wrong.
It's some interesting facts. The snow in the New Year's scene at the beginning, you know, when Gabriella and Troy are together, that snow was made of potato.
Oh my God. You know, such a versatile vegetable.
It is, isn't it?
Make snow, you can make bread, you can make chips, you can make mash.
Yeah, Ryan Evans, he wore 9 different hats during the film.
9 different hats.
9 different hats. I might have to find out which ones were which. Zac Efron, bless him, he had 3 hours of basketball practice every single day to be a convincing team captain.
What are you laughing at? You said he wasn't
it's just
convincing.
like when you
Do you know what I'd love to find out? I'd love to hear if like Drew Seeley was a professional basketball player as well.
Can you imagine? Oh my God. I bet he was. I bet he was everything.
He walks on set every day, that fucking Zac Efron.
It's like he's like the one next to Armie Hammer in The Social Network.
Yes, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
And Corbin Bleu, bless him. So Corbin Bleu, I mean, he's 16. This just kind of adds it up. So he actually came up with all of the slogans on Chad's T-shirts, and he said that he still has all of the T-shirts. And if you watch it again, he's wearing 3 watches in all the scenes.
I have seen that.
So and do you know why he's wearing 3 watches?
I do not.
So
Time zones?
No. The costume department went to him and said, "Oh, look, these are the 3 watches. Can you choose which one you want your character to watch?" And he thought it would be funny to just wear all 3 at once.
I mean, there you go. That was a choice made by a 16-year-old in a very popular movie.
A poor costume designer is probably like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, I need to rewatch the first one again now.
I know, it's funny, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, filming took place in the very real school in Salt Lake City. The crew were only able to use parts of the school at certain times because there were actually lessons going on while they were filming this. Sharpay's locker, which grows in size by the 3rd film, but in this film it's just one pink locker, that's still there and it's still used by current students. And apparently they all have like arguments each year on who's going to have the pink Sharpay locker, which I think is quite sweet.
Yeah, I would be fighting for that locker for sure.
Too. And the rooftop garden that they built, the teachers actually campaigned to have that stay at the school, which I think is quite sweet as well.
It makes sense, to be fair.
It does. But yeah, I mean, the first film, obviously, it's like I said, it's very much very Grease focused. You have the popular girl, and she has this new threat come to campus. You have this love story between them, the geek and the jock. Like I said, I mean, maybe it's because it was like a new musical thing, but I think everyone by the end of that film wanted to know all the dances, know all the songs, and just date Zac Efron and be Ashley Tisdale.
I mean, High School Musical Sing Star.
Oh my God, yes, the Sing Star. Is Sing
Love
Star
that.
still a thing?
I don't know. I really hope so.
Gonna have to find that out, I think. Gonna have to find that out.
I haven't bought a PlayStation since the PS3 because I'm not made of money.
Oh, they're ridiculous, aren't they?
They're so expensive now. They're so expensive.